What's the worst announcement your school ever made? I was half asleep during history class when the intercom buzzed to life. Principal Garcia's voice? It wasn't her usual confident tone. It was different, tense, almost shaky. Attention, all students. We are implementing an immediate lockdown. This is not a drill. My teacher's face went white. She practically sprinted to lock the door, whispering, "Get away from the windows, now, into the corner." We huddled in the corner, 30 teenagers trying to become invisible. My heart was pounding so hard I could feel it in my throat. Then someone's phone buzzed. A news alert. Active shooter reported at nearby Harrison High. That's only 5 minutes from us. Minutes later, another announcement. The threat may be headed to our campus. Police are on their way. A girl beside me started crying silently. And that's when I did it. I texted my mom, "I love you," just in case. Through the classroom window, I watched police cars flood the parking lot. Officers with huge guns ran toward our building. My teacher whispered, "Check your phones, but keep them silent." A text from my brother in another classroom. Someone saw a car matching the description behind the cafeteria. My friend grabbed my arm so tight it hurt. "My sister works in the office," she whispered. "She says they're checking security cameras. There's someone in a black hoodie walking around the, music hall." The intercom crackled again. Principal Garcia, voice now trembling. "Remain in lockdown. Police are searching the building." We sat in terrified silence for almost 2 hours. My legs cramped. The girl next to me had to pee so bad she was crying. Our teacher finally let her use the trash can behind her desk while we all looked away. The humiliation on her face, I'll never forget it. Someone whispered they heard shouting. Another kid swore he heard a gunshot. My phone battery hit 12% from constantly refreshing news sites. Then the rumors started. I heard the guy has a list of names, people he's targeting. A list? My mind raced. I thought about every mean comment I'd ever made, every person I might have hurt without realizing it. Would I be on someone's list? Finally, another announcement. The threat has been contained. Police will escort each classroom to the gymnasium. When officers came to our door, one had a police dog. We had to leave everything, backpacks, phones, everything, and walk single file with our hands visible. That hallway felt like it went on forever. The gym was chaos. Rumors everywhere. Parents texting conflicting information. Then Principal Garcia took the microphone. She looked exhausted, laser wrinkled, her usually perfect hair falling out of its bun. "Students, I need your complete attention." The gym went silent. Today's threat was called in by one of our own students. Gasps rippled through the crowd. "We've identified the student responsible. Mason Phillips, please come forward." A skinny freshman boy was escorted to the front by 2 officers. I recognized him always alone at lunch, constantly bullied by the football team. Last week, I saw them dump his lunch tray and nobody did anything. Not even me. Principal Garcia's voice was stern. "Mason called 911 this morning, claiming there was an active shooter on campus. This was a false report that terrorized our entire school." But then Mason spoke, his voice cracking. I didn't know what else to do. They left a note in my locker yesterday. They said they'd hurt my sister if I told anyone. They've been doing this for months." The officer stepped aside, revealing Mason's tear-streaked face. His glasses were crooked. There was a bruise on his cheek I hadn't noticed before. Principal Garcia looked confused. "What note, Mason? Who threatened you?" Mason pulled a crumpled paper from his pocket. As the principal read it, her face hardened. She showed it to the police officer, whose expression turned deadly serious. "Everyone will remain seated," she said sharply. She whispered something, and 3 officers immediately left the gym. The girl next to me showed me her phone a video from 2 days ago of Mason being shoved into a locker while people laughed. 10 minutes later, the officers returned with Coach Brennan and 3 senior football players, in handcuffs. The gym erupted. One player was crying, another yelling that Mason was lying. Coach Brennan just stared at the floor. The real announcement came the next day. Our championship football team was disbanded. 6 students were expelled. 3 adults were fired. Turns out Coach Brennan had been covering up hazing that crossed every line criminal things that had been happening for years to dozens of kids. Mason Phillips didn't come back to school, but because of him, neither did the monsters who'd been protected for years.